Hello, all of you friends. Welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll, and if you're new here, then welcome everyone. This is a shifting video. This is a cringy video. This is an insane, freaking out of your mind video that you guys are gonna hear. My luck is just so I'm so stressed out. I'm warning you guys, it's gonna be cringy, okay? I'm gonna write my Discord in the description. That way you guys have my Discord. I'm also gonna I have my Twitch on one of them, but I took it down or something. I did have it up there because I don't talk about my shifting during my twitching or my game sessions, but I'm gonna start twitching on my laptop just as a way to like get away or whatever. I have a lot of things, too many things almost going on. Um, I got in a situation it just seems like these just don't want to go my way, or I have very little control over my shifting, more less control than I thought I did. I thought I had way more control over like my consciousness and all that. Before shifting to Helsing, I decided that I was going to put my safe word on the left side of my wrist because instinctually I do that when I'm there. I don't really know why, but the last time I was there, I explained to you guys how I didn't realize that I wasn't not thinking about how to get back. Like usually when me and Toshinori get into it, if he's torturing me, if I'm on my third round with him and I'm like, oh no, I can't, I will literally leave. I will see my word or call my guide. In the past, called my guide. My guide would come get me. And I remember, hey, you have a guide that can bring you back. Now it's kind of like I'm not remembering I have a safe word to bring me back. It's just like, oh my God, what do I do? Oh my God, what do I do? I'm looking around. And it's like, duh, girl, you have a freaking word to bring you back to your reality. You have something to connect you. So the word you use, you can't just use any word when you're trying to come back, okay? You can't say, my word is going to be alcohol, and then go there. Well, what kind of alcohol is it? Is it rubbing alcohol or is it actual drinking alcohol? Like, what kind of alcohol? You want to choose something like pineapple is perfect. I think about the taste of pineapples, the flavor. I like pineapples, so that's my word is pineapple. When I think about strawberries, since my last encounter with them was kind of bitter, I think of like bitter as opposed to sweet strawberries. I think of that bitter taste you bite. But then I also remember the fresh smell of them when you bite into them. So using a word like strawberry or pineapple is perfect for me. I think that those times I use the names is because I'm remembering, or my guide, it was before it was the name, but that name had enough of significance to it because of our physical, emotional, and soul connection we had with each other that it was just so powerful. And he could just come instantly and just pull me out of my trouble, just basically save me. With my new word, it's more about something that I did. It's more so a creation. It's basically the feel and touch of. It's just everything that it took me to come up with Tamati, to create Tamati, and that creates for me a really special bond that I have, and that is why I use that word, and in the word I use to bring me back. So when you're using a word for me, if I couldn't think of any fruit, and if I didn't want to use fruit, I would use hot chocolate, because I just remember the taste, I remember the smell, how the warm it feels in my hand. Those are things that connect you back to your reality, in your actual reality. Not that they don't have hot cocoa there, but you have to actually remember your word there, what it means in your reality. You don't want to say, I'm going to say clouds. My word's going to be clouds. And basically, when you go to your DR, you float in the clouds, and that's why you're remembering. Because if you try and use it while you're in your DR, if that word is from that DR, you might not have a good result. You're just going to be tortured, or whatever is happening to you will continue until you are kicked out. And the reason you get kicked out is because You can only suppress a certain amount of energy. And once you've run out of that focus, that energy, it starts to melt away. And then eventually you go into like a sleep. And then you wake up, and then your DIR that you were in, it's just all the memory of it and everything just dissipates. So you can't even remember what you were doing. And I think that's what Toshinori tried to do to me, because for the longest time I couldn't remember that I had actually shifted to my hero. And then, oh, but this is about Hellsing, so I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. I want to hear honest opinions. Like I said, this is a cringy video. I'm warning you ahead of time so you'll know. If you're watching my video, make sure you're 18 or older, because there's a lot of explicit things that I have to tell you. This might be a spicy video. It might be. I don't know what you guys find spicy, but there's a lot. I have so much to tell, and I don't have a lot of time to do it because I have things. I'm waiting on calls. And I have to create a few lesson plans. As you guys know, I'm a teacher, so, and that's the real life stuff. That stuff is not in my hearing, which rumor has it Midoriya told everybody that I will be teaching them a special class where they were going to be doing some challengings, where they were going to be like challenging or fighting each other. And Principal Nezu got mad. He like called me in his office and was like, "Are you telling the kids that you're going to have a challenge match in there, and they're going to be fighting each other, and it's going to be like a fight to the death?" Rumors get out of hand. When kids spread rumors, closer. When kids spread rumors, they're worse than what you. It's basically like telephone. Like it just changes. So why are you telling them this shit, Doria? Like you freaking. But anyway, I warned you guys, it's gonna be cringy, be 18 or older, 21 plus or whatever to watch this video, because there is a lot that happened when I went to Hellsing. I might have given you guys a little hint. You may have seen someone in the corner if you saw the thumbnail. You might not, because of all the red, and I purposely did it to try and block it out so you couldn't see the little clue that I put there. So anyway, when I shifted there, I wrote the name down on my wrist. Yes, I did, before shifting to Hellsing. Before going, I wanted to appear as harmless as possible, so I had this hat on, and I had, my rainbow hair. I had on an all-black dress. It was kind of like this shirt is, but it was cut off here, and the sleeves were puffier. The bottom was fluffy, but I didn't have like a petticoat or nothing under it. And I had on some black boots, because the whole outfit went together. I almost looked like a goth, without looking goth. Somehow my nails were like painted pink, even though these are technically not painted at all. They got like paint chipping off. It looks horrible. And anyway, so let's do this a little bit. By the way, Toshinori, say hi. Say hi, Toshinori. Hello, everybody. Oh, you came back. Yes, they did come back. You're like a little Barney voice. That's so. Yeah. So you're gonna sit there, okay? Perfect. I still have not cut off this tag. I really need to do that. You can't even see the other. These guys, their outfits are so. I didn't realize they had different outfits. They're wearing the same one, but this one's obviously. He has on like the red outfit. This guy has the red one on. He's got on like the red, and he has on the blue, like little Toshinori little guy. So anyway, I shifted to Hellsing because I wanted to see Integra. I just wanted to meet her. I just wanted to shake her hands, and I decided to pull up. I mean, I'm saying pull up, like I came in the hallway and I stood in there. I stood in like the main hallway. You guys remember where they had like the shootout in the series? They had the little shootout and everything. I was standing in the hallway and I saw the door at the end of the hall, and I knew Integra was in there because she was obviously talking and yelling at somebody. So I was walking up slowly on the red carpet. I tried to stay on the carpet because it's so weird. Underneath it, like the floor was cement. It was squares. You know how you see like the cement squares, but it was like broken up into little cracks. And underneath the cracks, it was like dirt. So if I stepped off the rug, my foot immediately went under the dirt. And the boots I had on had holes in them. I don't know why they had holes. Nothing. When I go to the DR and I have clothes, they usually fully hold. But these Dirt was getting in them. So that was already annoying to me. I'm like, oh, I'm walking in freaking dirt and rocks and stuff getting inside of my boots. And it's not like my boots weren't like up to my knees. They were. They weren't little boots. But so the bottom of them had like, I guess, holes around the side of them where the creases were. And so once in a while I would slip off the rug. And it's so weird because I don't know how the rug can be carpet and be slippery at the same time. But I was carefully trying to walk onto it. And I made it halfway to the door. Like my foot slipped down again into the broken rocks or concrete. And I'm just like, why wouldn't they fix the floor? Why would they just throw a rug over it? And then I thought, he does have like vampires basically. I mean, she does have Sir Integra has vampires or whatever. And so I got close to the door. I got ready to like open the door. My hand was like almost around the gold knob, and I felt like a nudge behind me, and I knew it was like a gun. And the gun was like at the back of my head, like this. I could feel it, and all I hear is stop what you're doing right now. And I like froze, and I got a little excited. Yes, I did. I was excited. I'm kind of a little bit sick because Sarah was talking to me. I recognized her voice right away. And I tried to turn, and she's like, "Don't turn around." I was like, "Okay, hey." I'm like, "Don't." I'm like, "Don't shoot me." She goes, "Go," and she like hit me, like put the gun in the back, in the middle of like my back, and I was kind of relieved because like now the gun was at my back, so if she did shoot me, because Sirius is known for Sirius will shoot an intruder. She would not let you in the house, and I did not think about her when I went to see Integra. I should have thought about her. Unfortunately, I didn't. I thought about Elicard, but I thought, if I lay low, if I go in the hallway to her room, where her room is, I'll be able to get in without a problem. I'm not really gonna have to struggle as much because her room is right there, and I can get past Elicard if I just move quick enough. I just want to shake her hand. As weird as that sounds, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to see her. I thought, well, at least if I get to see her, that's enough, right? So she nudges me. She's like, "Go," and she doesn't even care about that I'm like falling into like the rocks and crap and dirt is getting in my shoes. I'm just like, oh, she's like, "Continue," and she's like kind of hitting me with the gun. I'm like, "Okay," and I kind of hurt. So I don't know what kind of artillery she had. You guys saw it's like cannons and crazy shit. But her gun was like heavy, okay, and it hurt every time she like tapped me like to go forward. So I was actually moving like with a purpose, kind of quick. And she's like, "Go." And I walked into the room and I looked up and Integra is sitting there in her chair. She has a cigar in her mouth and she's like, "Sarah's, what is this?" And she's like, "This is an intruder." And I said, "Your Excellency, it's nice to meet you." And I put my head down and she's like, "And that is what, some kind of weird cat person? Or like, what is she?" And they're like, "I don't know." Um, so Integra was sitting there, right? And she's like, she puts her cigar out and she's like, she does like this. And she's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "I'm so sorry to disturb you in your wonderful house, but I'm looking around, everything's like broken. Like pieces of the freaking wall are falling apart, pieces of the bricks, and even her chair is kind of broken, and she's just sitting in it." And I'm like, "It's very lovely. I just love your place." And she's like, "You're lying." She's like, "Liar." And I'm like, "But I really love the way it looks. Why did everything have to be falling apart? Why wasn't everything pretty, like the paintings and stuff? I don't know why. They happened to be ugly for some reason." And I was just lying away because I didn't want her to shoot me. I mean, I didn't want Sirius to shoot me. So then she's like, "If you don't really tell me why you're here, then," she goes, "I'm not going to let you leave either." And she's like, "Sirius?" And Sirius pointed the gun, picked up the gun again, and pointed it to my head. And she's like, "Why did you come here?" I said, I said, "Sir Integra, I'm just here to shake your hand." And I hear her say, "Wrong answer." So then Integra reached under her desk and she pulled out her gun and she aimed it at me and pulled back the hammer. And she got ready to fire. But then Alucard appeared next to her and he put his hand on her gun and he put it down. And he was like, "What is your name?" I'm like, sorry, my name is Cotton Candy Doll. He's like, "Cotton what?" And Integra looked at him and he looked at her and they both just bust out laughing. And she goes like, "Is this some kind of joke?" And I was like, "No, I came here to shake your hand because I go from place. I tried to be friendly. Like I was like, I go from place to place, and Sarah's, she was behind me. She freaking hit like the back of my knee with the gun, and I fell down. And I'm like, ow. And then Alucard came over, and he's like, "You smell so good." He's like, "I bet she tastes delicious." And he's like, "Can I taste? Can I take a bite?" And then he looks at Integra and he goes, um, "Sir Integra, tell me your orders. Tell me what you want to do." And I'm like, "No, no." I'm like, "No, no, no. I can go. It's okay." I was like, "I mean, no harm, me no trouble." He was like, "Tell me, Integra. Tell me what you want." I'm like, "Oh shit. I'm about to get I'm about to get iced." Like he coming to ice. Like I have to. He's not even gonna let Sarah freaking shoot me. He's gonna freaking like rip out my freaking neck, and I'm gonna die. That was the only thing I think I'm gonna freaking die because I was dumb and I decided to come here. So he was like, "Integra, give me your orders." So I turned around and she's like, and Sarah's just like, "Not so fast." She's like, stop right there." I said, "Stop." And then she pulled the trigger and the bullets, both of the bullets came at me. And before the bullets, I saw the bullets. It's so weird because it was like my life flashed before my eyes. I just knew I was dead because she was shooting me with this gun is ridiculous. Their guns, they're ridiculous. I would have been dead. It was like swirling and it was coming toward me, and I thought for sure I was dead. But then Helicard stepped in front of him, and he goes, "Wait." He goes, "I'm trying to wait." He's like, "Sarah's, we have to wait for her order." And then she stands up and puts her hands on the desk, and she's like, "Do what you must do, destroy." And she's like, "Destroy, kill, kill." And I'm like, "Oh my god." She just told him to freaking kill me. I'm dead. I'm gonna die. And I get to the door and I swing the door open and I'm about to run out. And out of nowhere, like feathers, a whole bunch of red feathers start falling down. And the feathers are blocking the bullets that are trying to hit me. And then, so then I look down at my hand because I just instinctively looked down. And I'm like, "Yes, my word." And right when I said my word, a hand went on my wrist and pulled me up. And then, so like the top of their roof, I don't know, it's like made out of like, I guess the entire building is made out of concrete, but it really, really hurt. Like it felt like I had a concussion when we bust through the freaking wall. And I had my eyes closed. I didn't even look at it because it was so quick. It was like that. And I looked up and I was freaking, Hawks had me. He had me by my freaking wrist. And my feet were like dangling. And he was just flying away as quickly as he could. But then in the back, we could see Alucard coming really quickly with like black smoke and everything around him. And then Kegel, he just started flying up and up and up and up and up. And then I closed my eyes and I heard like laughter, like a whole bunch of kids laughing. And then I felt like warm light on my face and I looked around. And obviously we were in My Hero, but so we got there. I was just like, my head hurts. He was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm not okay." I was like, "I need to go home. I need to leave." He was like, "Why didn't you come to me?" I'm like, "I was going to come to you. I was just going to go there first." He said, "Why did you go there?" I said, "Because I wanted to take a break from coming here because every time I come here, I have to deal with, a lot of drama." I said, "I'm just tired of the drama. My kid's not even here. I can't see him." He said, "So this is about furlough then?" I said, "How did you know where I was?" He said, "I had a little help." I'm like, "Well, who helped you?" Because obviously you couldn't have known I was here. Like, you couldn't have known where I was unless... So I was like, "Okay, let's talk." So he landed And he's like, where do you want to go? And I'm like, I want to go to the school because I need to clear up some things anyway. So Hawks flew me down to where the entrance of the school was. And when we got in there, I heard Principal Nezu talking to some guy. And I heard the guy laughing. And I'm like, that's Ellicard. Ellicard is in the freaking school. What is he doing in there? So I walk up and I like peek around the corner. And he's like, oh, it's Cotton Cat Doll or something. What's your name again? I'm like, Cotton Candy Doll. He goes, oh, right. He's like, yeah, Sarah Tegra. She's looking for you. And I'm like, I said, no, thank you. He was like, she just wants to talk. I said, no. She tried to kill me. I'm not going back there to talk to her. What if I get there and her state of mind changes? Like, I'm just thinking about that. He goes, what if you change your mind? And so Keiko saw him and he like bogarted me. Like he stood like, even though he was telling me this, he was like literally in front of me, blocking him from talking to me or even like, and he's like, so I watched him leave out of the door and Principal Nezu stood up and he's like, who the heck was that? I was like, that was Alucard. He's like, Alucard. He's like, why does that name sound familiar to me? I'm like, I don't know. He goes, look, Cotton Candy Doll, this business about the kids fighting in here, we don't do that. We don't do challenges. We don't do anything like that. You can work here still. I'm not going to, try to fire you because of, a rumor that you said you were going to do. He said, but please don't have us doing that. First off, Midoriya freaking lied. I never said that. I never said I was going to do challenges where the kids would fight out to the death. I said, if anything, you have to know that was made up. Why would I want kids to fight to the death? Think about it. They're our heroes. Why would we want to kill them off? So then, Keiko is like, that guy looks really, really dangerous. He's like, if I hadn't have gotten us out of there, we would have been goners. And then he came back and invited you back. He said, Cotton Candy Doll, tell me this. Will you go back? And Principal Nezu is like this. He's like looking between us while we're talking. And I'm like, I'm not sure. I said, I want to meet Integra. He goes, it's not really that important that you see him though. I said, that's a girl, first off. He goes, oh, it's a woman. So, okay. That was weird. I said, well, he said they call her Sir Integra. I'm like, yes, because that's what she's referred to. She's a part of a Hellsing organization. And he goes, where else have you been going? I'm like, none of your business. I haven't really been going anywhere, but I said none of your business because you don't need to know everywhere I'm going. You saved me and I'm grateful. I said, thank you. But I could have gotten out of there by myself if I wanted. I was literally looking at my word. All I had to do is say it and I would have been gone in an instant. I would have been gone before the bullets hit me. I saw them coming. He just grabbed me before I had a chance to say the words. Before I could say those magical words that would have brought me back to my own bed. So then he's like, okay, he's like, well, come with me to my office. I'm like, why? Do you have something to give me out of your office? He's like, yeah. Principal Nezu was like, well, I'm going to go make the announcement. Meet me in the gym because we're going to have a meeting with all the students and everybody here. I said, okay. I said, can you tell me what the meeting is about? Is it an assembly? Is it like, you want to give me something? Like, do I need to bring something with me? Am I going to need to speak to the kids or something? And Principal Nez is like, nope, we're going to discuss rules and regulations. That's all. You have a handbook, don't you? I said, yes. Of course I have a handbook. He said, look it over before coming. And then you can raise your hand and you can address any questions you might have. Okay, good day? Good. And so he took his briefcase and stuff and he left out of the building. And he's like, oh, by the way, the meeting is at 3:30. So I'm like, okay. And I'm like, why did he tell me that? It's only like 1 now. And I noticed he was like eyeing Keiko, and I'm like, does he think? Because we all have. So now our offices are a little different. I told you that he did that. Like our offices are actual, like offices with like showers and stuff in it, pull-out couches. The door is actually locked. You're required to knock before going in the room because there's too many times that Principal Nezu ran on me and Toshinori. Like, making out and stuff, and ran in on me and Kegel, like making out, whatever before. So I get in Kegel's office. He closes the door, and he's like, "That was really scary. You really scared me." And I said, "You didn't ask my question. How did you know where it was?" He said, "I had a little help from someone." I said, "Who helped you?" He said, "Who do you think?" I said, "My brother." He frowned and he's like, "No, your cousin." I'm like, "Boo." And I'm just confused. I'm like, why would Boo help him? Why would Boo? So when I did that, I'm like, why would Boo? And I'm like, oh, he goes, what? I'm like, nothing. Boo. I said, Boo is just too much. He said, you said your brother. Why would your brother try to help me? I haven't seen your brother since our little incident with each other. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. He's like, I haven't seen him. Boo hasn't seen him. And I'm like, I haven't seen him either. I don't know where he is because he seemed to have vanished off the face of the planet after kissing Kegel. I mean, was he really that embarrassed that he just ran away completely? That would be great, right? If he did. If he didn't. But I know that's not the last of him. I'm not that naive to believe that. That was all it took to make him disappear. I doubt that. I believe he's pulling himself together. He's probably coming up with a terrible plan for me and him. But Boo is helping him now, so I'm like, well, why did you call me in your office then? Did you call me here to... He goes, oh, you're not going to receive that kind of punishment from me right now. I'm like, okay, then what is it? He's like, take a look at your wrist. He's like, hold it up. I hold up. I held up my wrist, right? Because he said, hold up your wrist. So I held my wrist up. I twisted it. I'm like, what about my wrist? And he touched it, and there were these chains. They were like little chains, like chains forming around my wrist and forming around his. And it was moved. It was rusty. So like the chains were really rusty, and they like tickled. And I kind of pulled them away. I did like this, and they turned red, and they disappeared. And I'm like, well, what was that? And he's like, well, now I'm bound to you. Wherever you go, I go. I'm like, huh? What do you mean? He's like, wherever you go, I go. If you go to some dark, demented place, I'm coming with you. I will always know where you are. And I can pull you to me whenever I want with this. I said, well, who gave that to you? He said, your cousin. Why is your cousin... First off, why is Boo doing all these things for you? And I'm wondering, did he blackmail him? Did he tell him? But Boo is way too powerful for that, so that can't be true. So after dealing with what I dealt with Kegel, I now understand why I can't tell him the truth about anything. I understand why. Because not only will I end the universe, but I will end what me and Boo have to. My biggest question for Boo was why. My biggest question is why. And then I got my answer. And I shouldn't have been asking. I should have just said, okay. I shouldn't even have asked why or nothing. You know how someone's running and you say run. And they're like, why do I need to run? Okay, don't run then. Just stand there. I'm going to run. All these people are running, but you're going to stand there and you're going to ask questions about why I should run. Fine, whatever happens to you happens. It wasn't like that. It was just like you can't tell him. And he kept saying, you can't tell him. But I want to tell him so bad. I want to. It's Kegel. I want to tell him. So he's like, everywhere you go, I go. And I'm like, great, that's freaking perfect. That's all I needed was, somebody who's crazy, obsessed to just with me 24/7. Me and Kegel ended that relationship, and now just opened it back up. It's like a never-ending cycle of me not getting to be with Toshinori the way I want to. And it's stressful, and it's annoying, and I almost got killed at Hellsing. I almost got shot. And here's the thing. For those of you guys who watch Helsing, you know they're not, when they shoot, they're shooting you up. You're not walking away. There is no, oh, they could have survived. No, they shoot you up. They put several bullets in you. I mean, and these bullets go through you. They explode and everything. So that would have been the end of me. But I feel like, I don't feel like that would have happened. I was protected. I just needed to get out. And I would have probably got out if I had have said my word faster. I don't think that I would have not been saved if he hadn't come. I would have just said my word and came back. And that would have been a close call for me. But now that I have this chain, it's like, what do I do? Well, 30 minutes have gone by, and I'm still holding you guys hostage. I'm so sorry. So I said, okay, well, I said, that's really disturbing that you did this, and I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you, I don't like it. And I said, you're forcing me to do this, and I don't want to. And he said, you're not grateful that I helped you, that I tried to protect you. I said, Kegel, you know what? I love you. I do. I love you. He's like, you love me? I'm like, yes. You know that I love you. Come on. I said, but you don't need to do this. And he's like, but I have a chance to do it because you're keeping something from me. Obviously, you're keeping some kind of secret. It must be so big, whatever this is. I'm going to find out what it is. He said, mark my words, I will find out what your secret is. I don't care what I have to do. You're going to tell me. And I said, there's nothing you can do to make me tell you what my secret is. And he said, okay, well, stay in here. I'll be back. I said, where are you going? We have a meeting and I looked at my watch and I'm like, we have a meeting in 10 minutes. And he said, I'm going to go get us some handbooks so that way we can ask the questions we want. He said, because I know you didn't read it. I folded my arm. I go, you know what? Yes, I did. I read the handbook. I read the entire book. I read it back and forth. You know why I did such a good job reading this book? Because I knew I had broken so many rules already. You guys remember how terrible I was as a teacher? I was awful. I broke so many rules. And I wanted to make sure that I read through the book, that I understood everything. So yes, I know the handbook by the back of my hand. So I really didn't need to go to this meeting. But I figured we might as well head there. He goes, no, I'm going to go get the books anyway. And I'm like, what is he up to? So he leaves, and then I wait for him to be gone. And I said, I'm not going to wait in here because that's dumb. If I wait in his office, then I'm the idiot that, stood here and waited for him when I know he's up to something else. Obviously, whatever he left for is not for a handbook. Obviously, it's for something else. And I'm not going to be caught up in his trap. So I started looking for ways out of his office. He has a window, but the window is really high. I figured I could probably just jump out the window. But I'm like, do I have to keep jumping out windows every time with Kegel? Why is his office so high up? And then I remembered he can freaking fly. He's a hawk. So obviously he's going to be in a higher spot because if he needs to evacuate, he can get out a lot easier than some of the other people. Kept that in mind. Bear that in mind. So I heard the announcement. It said, can all the teachers and all the students come to the gymnasium? It is time for our meeting. Come to the gymnasium. It is time for the meetings. With classes 1st through 6th grade line up in the hallway. We'll be waiting for you to put you into your seats so we can get started. Could all the classes. It repeated, and I said, okay. And then it said to all the teachers, and I'm like, oh, I'm a teacher. Here we go. And I went up to the door, and the door was locked. I'm like, okay, so I'm locked in here. I was like, you can't do this to me. You cannot lock me in this room. So I'm standing inside of the door, and I see Midoriya running by, and I knock on the window, and he comes over, and he's like, I'm like, get me out. He's like, okay. I said, get me out. Gestured to the door. So Midoriya grabbed the handle and just ripped the door open. And when he ripped it open, pieces of the freaking pieces of like the arch, the part of the door started falling down, and it crumbled into pieces. Like, so he was missing a whole doorway, and the door was like falling over. And I just said thank you. And he like gave me his hand. I took Midoriya's hand, and I walked out. So we were walking down the hallway, and then I let go of his hands, and then he ran over to, um, he saw like Uchako and what's the other Froppy and what's her, they call it, what the heck's this girl's real name? Froppy and them. Um, he went over to them, and then they went into the gym. And I was like dusty as fuck because I had all this dust from me from the thing. So I was like dusting myself off, and I walked past Keiko, and Keiko's like, "What did you do?" He's like, "What did you do?" I said, "Nothing. I'm going to the assembly." He said, "Wait." He grabbed my wrist. He goes, "We're not going to the assembly." And I'm like, "I need to figure out what the rules are." He said, "You know what the rules are. Don't play with me." And I'm like, I don't want to go with you right now." And he's like, "You don't want to go with me?" I said, "No." He said, "Okay, so what do you want to do then?" I'm like, "Nothing." He said, "Will you wait for me at my house? Because you still have to receive your punishment." I said, "You can't punish me every day. You can't punish me every day for something I did." And um, he goes, hold the phone." He's like, "Stop. This is because you won't tell me what your secret is, but I need to find out what it is. So I'm going to do whatever I have to do to you." And I'm like, "Keiko, it's not going to change anything. It's going to, I mean, we're just going to be just," he said, "we're just going to be exclusive." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "And then I get to enjoy you." And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I get to have as much as you as I want." And he's getting so close to me. He's like whispering and like touching my hair and my face. And I don't remember who it was. One of the kids walked by and they looked, and then they started walking like in the direction where we were in the hallway, because it was like a corner that you turn to get to where the auditorium was. I thought all the kids were in there, but they weren't. One of them saw us and they kind of froze and they turned around and went the other way. And I was just like, "Oh, wait." But they kept going. I had wished they had kept coming, because he was like whispering to me, like, um, I can't wait to wreck you after this. Go away from me at my house or else. I said, "Or else what?" He said, I will pull you here out of your consciousness. I'll pull you through your sleep, because I can do that now. Boo taught me how to do it. I'm lost for words. I'm just like, okay. I said, Boo must be like my enemy then, right? He can't be my friend if he's doing this to me, if he's torturing me like this. I mean, he can't be that sadistic or sick, right? That he's gonna torture me this way, make this guy wreck me every day. He's doing gestures at me. He's saying he's gonna mess me up. Anybody else hearing that would think, "Oh, this person is gonna kick her ass." He's making threats toward her. He is threatening me, but not in the way they think he's gonna threaten me. He's saying what he'll do to me. And honestly, I'm just like, I don't want any of that. I'm like, okay, so we have an exclusive relationship again, right? I'll still come and see you. I'll still do whatever, but I don't want to be like tortured. I don't want to like receive any more punishment, because I'm never going to tell you. Boo doesn't want me to tell. At this point, I feel like Boo should tell, right? He should tell. So I'm like, oh. And I backed away, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Nothing." I was like, "Well, I guess I'll go to your house then, since you're going to." And he's like, "You're going to miss the meeting if you go to the house. But you just told me go to your house and wait for you. Which one is it?" So then Principal Nezu walked past, and he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Cotton Candy, you don't have to attend the meeting. I know you memorized the book by heart." I'm like, "How do you know I memorized it by heart?" He goes, "You just want to start trouble, don't you?" And I'm thinking, damn it, because Toshinori is in there. Toshinori is going to be in that meeting, and I wanted to see if I can tease him again. Remember the carnival thing where I climbed under the table and gave him a good hard licking? And he went nuts and he chased me after and said what he was going to do to me after. I wanted to do that again. So I know Toshinori was in there. I knew he was. I knew he was my target, but Keiko kept saying he wanted me to go wait for him at home. So I said, okay, I'll wait for you at the house. And I gave him like a kiss on the cheek. And he looked at me, he did like this. He like flinched away. I said, oh, you don't want me kissing you? He was like, no, that's not it. That's not it at all. I said, okay. So he went and he sat down. He was sitting down at the table next to Toshinori. Principal Nezu was on the other side. So Toshinori, Principal Nezu, Keigo, Hawks. Keigo, Hawks, whatever, you guys know. And then Midnight, Boo, and Gangorka, and some other people. And Endeavor was at the end. Well, no, Endeavor was at the end of the table. And then Fat Gum was sitting like kitty corner, partial way or whatever. So I kept thinking like, I have to find a way to get to Keigo. I have to find a way to get to him through all of them. So he was on stage. Principal Nezu went on stage. He said, I want to make an announcement to all the students here. Sorry guys, I'm so stressed out. I have to have this chocolate. Damn it, so much time has gone by. I don't have a lot of time left, but I have to explain to you guys, okay? Because the wolf came out of me again. Yes, he brought out the crazy wolf girl tonight. My spirit guide, the wolf. Yes, I'm eating chocolate, sorry. I'm eating chocolate. I'm stressed out. But I don't know any way to get back at him. It was a repeat. I went under the table. And it's so weird and funny because the way the gym was designed, you had the stage. And the tables were on the stage. So all the teachers were supposed to sit in front of where the signs were. And I made sure to go under the sign that said Keigo that was sitting on the table. It was literally a folded piece of paper that said Keigo on it. And it was just here, right in front. I made sure to sit there. And to make sure that... eating my hair. To make sure it's the right seat. I made sure I looked to the left to see Toshinori. Toshinori was sitting there. And the table was tall enough. So, under the table, they're all talking. All the teachers are talking about what they think the students should do, what excellence means. Principal Nezu stood up and said, excellent means striving to do your best. It means trying to be the best you that you can be. Gangorka, he had my favorite quote. It was, if you don't believe in yourself, if you can't believe in anything else, just know that you are enough. Everybody started cheering. I never said endure until the possible end. Just know that you're not alone when you're fighting. And everybody, ah. So then I waited till it was almost Keigo's turn. And I put my hands right on his so I was under the table. I was putting my hands right on his groin. And he straightened up like oh shit. And I put my hands underneath his shirt, and it was almost his turn. So I started rubbing him. I pulled his pants down a bit. His chair kind of moved, and Toshinori looked over at him. He goes, "What's up? You okay?" He's like, shh, you're being kind of loud. Because the chair was making noise. He was like scooting it. It's like he was scooting the chair. And they're like, why are you moving your chair? Stop. But it was really me. Like, basically, I took his like rocket and I put it all the way in my mouth. And it's huge. So as much as I could, I was trying to get whatever I could out of it. And he was like really hard. So I started rubbing my hands along the shaft, and he was like, yeah. And they were like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "Nothing." And he's like, ugh. And I heard him go, ugh. And when he did the sound like the he was like, like I could hear the growling in him. He was pissed. I didn't care though. Like I know he's gonna try to get me back later, but I don't give a shit because you're ruining my life. You're trying to make me do what you want. And you think I'm just gonna sit back and take it? You think I'm just gonna take it? Well, I'm not gonna take it. Like, like you awakened like the wolf girl. Yes, you did. So Yoshinori is like, "What's up, Keigo? You okay?" He's like, "I think I need to take a break." He's like, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom." I said, "Shit." He can't get up from there. He has to stay sitting down. So Principal Nezu is getting ready to walk off the stage, and he's like, "Guys, you got 10 more minutes to finish telling the kids about what it means to be special." And he's like, "I'm going to get up first, and I'm going to talk to everyone about why we're not going to be doing this challenge. Miss Cotton Candy Doll has to be somewhere around here. I haven't found her yet, but I know she's somewhere in the building. I'm going to see if I can look for her. But in the meantime, you guys can just talk to them." So I did a little thing on stage. Endeavor, oh damn it. Hold up. I gotta plug this in or it will die. Okay. Oof, that was so close, guys. Oh my god. Literally. Yeah, I still have a lot to do tonight. Holy cow. But I have to finish telling you guys what happened, okay? I keep having incidents where I have to keep stopping. I am so tired of stopping this video so many times. This is why this is taking forever. I am so sorry I'm holding you guys hostage, but I can't let you go yet. So, I started sucking him. And I wish I could have whispered in him all the stuff he was saying to me. "I'm going to make a mess of you. I'm going to wreck you. Wait till you're done. You're going to be trembling. You won't be able to hold it in. So you're going to explode on yourself. And I'm going to make you keep doing it over and over again." Like, I wanted to say that to him because he says that shit to me faithfully. He's very, like, sadistic and obsessive. Like, really obsessive. And I feel like I'm making a huge mistake somehow. I felt it grow bigger. And I'm like, oh, he's going to go everywhere. And a good little me, if that was Toshinori, honestly, I was nice to Toshinori. I didn't let him, I don't believe I let it go everywhere. I believed I actually swallowed. Yeah, I did. And I said, I made like a sound. And he got hurt again. And he was pissed when I did Toshinori. Because Keigo, you know what? I made him, when he did, it made a mess. It was all over him. And I felt him. He was still like, even though he just went all over himself, he was still like hard. So I like teased at it a little bit, and I heard him like groaning and stuff. And I heard Gang Orca say like, "Are you okay, man? You're looking a little red." He's like, "Yeah, I just have a stomach ache." They were like, "Oh, you think you can hold out? Do you think you can hold out until the end?" He said, "I don't know." He's like, "It's hurting really bad. Just in so much pain, lying your butt off, bruh. You're getting sucked dry under here, and you don't want anybody to know. Unfortunately, I'm stuck in a position where I can't move either, because if I crawl from under the table, obviously they're gonna know what happened. But the way the table is, if I can crawl in between him and Endeavor, if I can crawl in between him, Gangoka, So like there's like a little space that you can climb through under the curtain to get out. And that part leads you backstage. You're like in the backstage area. And the kids were all sitting down on the floor, the auditorium. All of them were required to sit on the hard floor, which is why I'm glad I wasn't out there because the regular teachers, like the normal teachers who were not like phys ed and all that stuff, like the regular grade teachers, they had to sit on the floor with their class. I'm glad I'm not a regular ed teacher that had to sit on the floor with my class. I'm glad I'm just a sports teacher that does like obstacle training and stuff. So I somehow I managed to get myself out of there, and I was like, I got him, good. And I went out through the back, and I was like running away from the school, like laughing, like, ha, you mother. I'm so glad I got you. I'm so glad I got you. And so then I looked back, and everybody was leaving the building, and I'm like, it's over already? How can that be? I literally just like I heard them still talking. I know it probably took me a really long time to sneak out. That's probably what it was, and I wasn't paying attention. But everyone was exiting out. So then, like, I saw him leaving with the other kids. He eyed me, and then on his way out the door, he started walking like fast, like walking toward me. And so he was. Picture this. You know how Toshinori was behind me, and they were like tents, and I kept turning the corners, and I kept going. I hope he doesn't. I hope I don't turn the corner. He's in front of me. There were no tents. It was just open space because you have the school, and then you have a large field that you go to, and then there's a bunch of houses, and there's like a street, and then you walk down the street, and when you turn left, you see the big house on the end, and that's Keigo's house. So I was heading toward his house, um, but he was like almost like he was walking really, really, really fast toward me, and then I heard Principal Natsu said, "Keiko, I want to talk to you." He's like, "Can he wait till tomorrow?" He's like, "No, I need to talk to you now." So I walked off, and I'm like, he stops, he looks at me, and he's just like frowning. He gave me like the worst look ever, and I just smiled at him. I said, "Bye." So then, like, I'm walking away, and I hear Alucard, and he's like, "Kind Candida, let's go to Sir Integra. Come and talk to her now that you're free of him." And I'm like, Alucard, is that you? And I'm letting his voice is talking to me. It's almost like he's trying to like hypnotize me, and I'm starting to feel like a little bit dizzy, kind of in a dizzy state, and then it starts feeling like a fever dream, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get the heck out of there right now because if I don't, it's gonna be a fever dream, and I can't. You have no control over that at all. You have no control over it. You don't. And I'll literally have a fever like the next day. So I ended up just trying to call my I just ended up trying to do the word and stuff, but then when I said it, Boo came down, and Boo pulled me into like this void with him. So we were walking and talking, and I'm like, "Hey Boo, I haven't seen you in a long time. Like, where have you been?" And I'm basically trying to catch up with him because he's just walking really fast, like in one direction, and he's like, um, I can't talk to you normal how I do. You know how his words sound. I said, why can't I tell Keiko? He said, you know why? I said, okay. I said, will it affect not only this universe, but the other? He said, it will affect everything. Nothing be the same no more. Not even us. When he said not even us, I was like, holy cow. Okay, so that speaks volume to me. So now that just means I have to, when I go back to my hero, I have to take it. I said, why did you help? I'm like, why did you help Kegel? Why did you help him, like, find me and all that stuff? He said, because I need him to know that you're a part of his life. Or he has to be important to you in order to keep everybody safe, in order for the universe safe. He have to keep you safe. You be with him. Me be with him. I said, what about Toshinori? He said, you can love him still. So which one is it? Do I love? He goes, you love them both. Okay, you're not telling me anything, boo. I said, can you tell me what the problem is? He said, you can't tell. You can't. I said, okay. I'm like, I understand. So basically, I gotta keep accepting punishment, or okay. So we'll play this little game. When I go back, I'll plan something else for Keigo. Like I did with Toshinori, I'll just keep planning to do things to him like he does to me. Um, and I'll just forget that, I'll just forget that I'm on punishment or anything, because he can't punish me for the rest of my life, right? I simply can't tell him, and I know that I can't tell him. I know why. So it's not that I don't love him. I just, one time is not enough for him. Like, he's wanting to do it, and he's very vulgar. He's so vulgar. There's a difference too. You guys know, you're not idiots. You're not like, most of you guys probably have been in a relationship with sex involved in it, and it's not something that, a lot of my relationships weren't like that. Not with like regular people. It was just like, so this is the closest bond I've ever had. This is the closest relationship wise I've had with someone, where we do it all the time, so much, and it drains you. It takes so much out of you. It's like, and I can't keep doing that over and over again. Plus, I was sore. I didn't really want him in me again. I might wait a while before going back, but now he says he can pull me whenever he wants. Oh, and Boo told me stay away from Alucard. And I think he wants me. I think Alucard just wants to like drink my blood. But he said, "Give me your orders, Sir Integra." Like, he was gonna kill me, or try to change me into like a vampire. But I don't want either of those. I just wanted to shake her hand. I'm so serious. It's an honor. It was just an honor to see her. Like, I just really wanted to see her, and I'm grateful for that. I won't try to go back there again. I don't know how Alucard found his way to my hero. I have no idea. I didn't scold Madara at all, though. I should have told him about making up stories about, well, wild stories too, about we're gonna have a challenge in the gym where we all fight each other to the death. Miss Cotton Candy is orchestrating the entire thing. So the next time we go, we might not be alive anymore, or something like that. We might not be living anymore amongst the living. And Gang Orca was like, it was like, I will like freaking, what did he say to me? I will like, not I will take you down, but I will cut you down or something. If you try and harm any kids or something like that. I heard about what you did last time when you shot somebody and all this stuff. But that was like some years ago. Like, that wasn't recent. So I think he views me as an enemy. Midnight is not afraid of me. Midnight like offered me like some drinks. She said we can go drinking sometime. She goes, we can go skinny dipping and drinking. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll invite Boo with us, so we'll have a guy, to play with us. And I'm like, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that because he's my cousin. I said, but thank you. You could choose, whatever. She's kind of a freak, so I guess that's why. I don't know if her and Boo are swingers. I don't know. So I feel like they are. I don't know. But anyway, so it was a repeat of that. I kind of want to find another way to do something like that to Keigo, to make him think twice about like messing with me, because I'm totally gonna get it. He's going to go crazy on me. He said that. He said I almost lost control with last time. Almost couldn't control myself. I couldn't stop. And he's like, you know what it is? It's your smell. And I'm like, maybe I should put bleach on. Maybe I should wash myself in bleach before. I don't think that has anything to do with it, though. I think he would still be this way without that. So I don't know. Do I trust him? Do I trust Keigo? I can't say that I don't trust him because he did save my life, but did he really protect me, though? Or was I really okay? I will never know because he swooped down and tried to save the day. I might have been okay. Or Elakar could have just ripped me apart. Like, I don't feel that intent from Elakar. I don't feel like he wants to rip me apart. I feel like he just wants to bite me or something. I don't want to be bitten by his sharp teeth and have my neck ripped off. You guys know how it is. If you've seen Hellsing, you know how brutal Hellsing is. So it's already my fault for going somewhere that horrible to begin with. So, but anyway, I'm gonna stop holding you guys hostage. I'm gonna end my video here. I'll leave my Discord in there. Let me know what you think of the video. Um, I don't know what Sir Integra wants now because honestly, I'm not gonna go see her again after that. It was just too scary. Sarah's is just too trigger happy. She was ready to blow out my brains. But she kept hitting me with that dang gun in my back. It's kind of like, it's a little sore from it. It's not a lot. These are real places. These places are not made up. They're not fake places. These are real DRs. When you travel there, you'll see for yourself. Like, when you really shift, you can get hurt. You may bring back here invisible scars. I have felt them before on my hands. I burned myself one time with, there was this rope and it was floating and it was red and it was very, very hot. And I think I was trying to get away from it. I don't know what it was. It was like, I don't know if it was a plant or it was like terraforming of the planet. But my guide was there guiding me, like saying, go this way. We were literally climbing on top of things not to touch it. I touched it with my hand. And when I went to work the next day, like I didn't shift there on purpose. This is before, like, this was a really, really long time ago. This is before I really knew that I was shifting. And people were saying, I did consult with someone. They told me that's called astral projection. They said that's what you did and you don't realize. But I kept looking at my hand because I remember what it felt like to get burned there. And it actually really hurt. And it was like the marks were there, but I couldn't see them. They were like invisible marks. And I hadn't burned myself with like an iron. I didn't burn myself with like nothing, like no pot, no pan. It's not like I use a curling iron or anything. So there was there was no explanation. And I specifically remember touching that with this part, with the palm of my hand. And that was the part that burned. That was where the invisible scars were. When I tried to touch it to feel the scars, I couldn't feel anything. But just holding my hand here, it was actually, I could feel the burning. And I know what it feels like to get burnt, so I know it was burn. I know it was a burn. So you have to be very careful when you travel to these places. Make sure you have something safe. I believe I had a protection around me. So Hawks, he may have thought he saved me, but I mean, the fact that he swooped in though, and he was able to tell I was in danger, tells me that we have a greater bond than I thought. Like, we have a deeper connection than I thought. But because we sleeping together, I guess, I tell you, this is going to be a crazy video, right? So when you sleep with someone, when you have sex with them, when you have intercourse with them, it's like you guys are sharing parts of your soul together. You're basically sharing your soul with that person. That's why you become like their soulmate. And I think he knew. So, all things aside, he might be my actual soulmate. He might be my true soulmate. I don't want to be with him, but he might be my soulmate. Wow, that's freaking crazy, right? It's not that I don't like him. I do. It's just too much. It's too. He doesn't know how to back off, and unless I hide from him or something, he's always after you always want like a piece, and it's like, come on, you don't have to have a piece of that. Like, he's like, oh, I never get to see you. Like, you get to see me all the time now. Like, what are you talking about? It's Toshinori that I want. I don't want him because I'm in love with Toshinori. So I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, I don't know. He might be my soulmate. Oh no. Toshinori has never come to me when I've been in danger. He's never popped up and said, I am here. I would love that. Am I just obsessed with him? Just because? Or, I mean, I believe we do have a connection. I'm questioning everything now. I can't believe she should Midnight suggested boo with me, like in her. Are you crazy, lady? Like, does she know we're not really cousins? Boo doesn't even. Boo said no matter what, we're cousins. So, even though we're not, Boo is not going to come after me in that way. And he has his girl that he loves, so I definitely wouldn't offer my boyfriend or my guy to somebody else. Like, I wouldn't offer to share him with someone. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say, like, oh, Toshinori, you can come with us, and then we can have fun with both of us. Like, I wouldn't do that. Like, I feel like I would get jealous. I don't know. Like, he might show her too much attention while he's like, I don't know. And adult conversation, I know. Cringiness, I know. Cringe factor. Feeling cringe. Anyway, I'm gonna end my video here. I've kept you guys for way too long, longer than I thought. But if you guys like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Tell me what you think I should do about Integra. Do you think she wants to just apologize to me? Or do you think she wants to kill me? Going there taught me that it wasn't safe to go. It was really cold there in the hallway. Though all the windows were cracked as if someone was going to burst through them any moment. Or it was going to break in. I would get glass on me. And the hallway was really quiet. But Sarah's is a vampire, so obviously she was able to, like, sense me being there. But anyway, if you guys like this video, I keep saying it over and over again. I'm gonna end the video now. Comment on the Discord, comment on the comments or whatever. I usually answer like right away, unless I'm like asleep. I'm not gonna be shifting tonight because I'm gonna stay away, even though he told me not to stay away. I kind of feel like I don't have a choice. I don't want to be tortured by him, but I know he is not gonna let that shit go. And the funny thing is, I've actually felt like, you know how you feel like you're in trouble because you did something you weren't supposed to do? Even though I'm a grown up, I still felt that way because how he looked at me because of like, I will get you, and I'm just like, oh damn it, I messed up. So yeah, I'm in real big trouble. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do next? I'll see you guys in my next video. Which will probably be, I might do another video. I might shift. Maybe I'll shift tomorrow night. I don't know. But I know Thanksgiving is coming up, so. Yeah, gosh. I'm in real big trouble, aren't I? Okay. If you like this video, if you hated it, don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe and support my channel. I never say subscribe. Yeah, subscribe if you want to. It's your choice. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.